Earlier I had built Kirito's unnamed longsword and holy sword Excalibur. This time I'm going to complete the collection with Kirito's other offhand sword. This sword was later replaced by Excalibur in the series. Everything you will need to build this sword will be in the description below. Start by making 25 sheets of hardened paper, then place them under heavy books to dry overnight. The ones I'm making here are 8.5 by 11 sheets folded lengthwise. Using the hardened paper, build a template that is 4 layers thick and 44 inches long. The piece that is placed perpendicular to the rest of the template is going to become the crossguard. Due to the placement of this piece, the rest of the pieces will be offset. This shouldn't be an issue. Alternatively, you can cut the excess from the pommel end of the template and use it as a spacer as shown here. Once you have the template built, print the cut sheet and tape it to the template. You will have to draw a few lines to connect all the pieces. Using a craft knife, start cutting out the shape of the sword. Using a straight edge can help, as this sword is mostly straight lines. Once you have that done, heat up your hot glue gun and get your craft sticks. While you're waiting for the glue gun to heat up, start cutting some of these craft sticks in half as shown. You'll want enough to span the length of the sword twice, as these are the topmost supports and supports for the tip. Glue the craft sticks down the center of the sword using hot glue. Keep in mind that the supports do not go all the way down to the tip. Instead, you should use the ones that you cut in half to create a taper. The supports should be 3 layers high, with a 3rd layer being made using the craft sticks that were cut in half. Using more hardened paper, trace a rough outline of the sword and cut it out. This will become the outer skin of the sword. Spread glue on the edges and glue on the panel you just cut out. A good idea is to cut the panel out bigger than the actual sword. This will give you a little bit of room to move the part around and will be cut off once the piece is glued in place. I am using large binder clips and craft sticks to hold the panel in place. You will want to repeat this whole process to the rest of the blade. Once it has dried, use your craft knife to cut off the excess. Cut strips of paper that are 1.5 to 2 inches wide. The exact measurement doesn't matter with this step, as this will be used to cover the handle as shown. The pommel on this sword is a little bit different from the rest of my builds, so I've included the footage of how I chose to cover it. Using the scraps from the template, I was able to cut out the decoration pieces for the hilt. A note I would like to make here is that the crossguard itself has two parts to it. That is shown later when assembled. These are the parts I cut out. The two parts for the crossguard are on the bottom right. Note that the diamonds in the upper left each have two smaller pieces to them. This is an optional step. If you choose to paint your swords, now would be the time to do so. At this stage, we will start the final assembly of all the parts. As you can see, I like my binder clip method of holding things in place. Just make sure you have a spacer between the binder clip and the paint surface as to not scratch the paint or leave marks on the surface. Remember to like if you liked the video, dislike if you didn't. Feel free to leave a question or comment, and subscribe if you haven't already to see more tutorials like this one. You can also follow me on Twitter for behind the scenes pictures for future projects.